It feels to me, we listened to the McCutcheon quote from last night, a couple quotes actually, that just isn't going to happen. That McCutcheon's going to be here. I think we all agree on that. But there's going to be moves, Let's say they get back in it. I think there will be moves. Let's say, and it seems more likely that they'll not be in it, there's going to be moves. I would think some of those would revolve around Rich Hill, Santana, people like that. But John Morosi, national baseball writer, very well known. What show was he on yesterday, Fulsey? He was on our air yesterday.
The PM team, yes.
PM team. Talking about one other guy that maybe we should be talking about more. Oh, we have, Ron. Don't get me wrong, but it's been in the form of should the Pirates extend him, not should they trade him. Let's take a listen to this, and then Ron can riff on it.
A player that honestly, if we're talking about a trade that would more meaningfully change this team and really bring back some serious value, I think the name that we should be keeping in mind is Keller. I do think that there's a pretty good argument that you keep Keller and you combine him with the young pitching and you have a pretty darn good rotation for next year. And honestly, the Reds rotation right now is not as good as the Pirates rotation right now. I think, if I'm a Pirate fan, I'm pretty encouraged by that. But what I wonder about is with Keller, he's got 2 years of control after the season. Do the Pirates feel like we are a legit World Series division winner in 24 or 25? And if we're not, then I think you have to at least entertain the idea of, okay, let's put Keller out there and see what kind of bats we can get back. Listen, we've all seen this Reds team play the last couple of weeks, and think about that standard, how electrifying that lineup is, guys. I'm telling you, Andrew and Chris, at some point in time, the Pirates lineup's going to have to go swing for swing with the Reds. I think we all know right now they're not close to doing that.
Riff, Ron.
First of all, no one is an untouchable for me on this Pirates team. I would absolutely listen to what is out there, but I'm really probably not interested in trading Keller. I'd be more interested in trying to do an extension with him. I know they've talked. I don't know how close they are. He said they have 2 years left.
Yeah.
After this year. I watched that game he pitched the other day in Miami. He was damn near unhittable.
Yeah.
That's the best I have ever seen him pitch. And I asked Shelty why you took him out after 107 pitches. 107. We saw a little bit of slippage. I didn't see any slippage with him. That's as best I've seen him pitch. I'd try to do a deal with him before I'd be interested in trading him. But if I think that I'm not going to be able to sign him, then maybe, I'd look at a trade more seriously. But I would absolutely see what is out there and what I would get for him.
Nene?
No one on this team is an untouchable.
I agree that nobody on this team is untouchable, and I would certainly listen to offers. But to me, if that happened, there would be 1,000 alarm bells going off in my head. Like, okay, they just traded Mitch Keller. This guy was supposed to be the future, part of the future, the part of the next winning team here in Pittsburgh. So if they're getting rid of him, what's the timeline here? What are we really still starting over? Are we still collecting prospects at this point? It would make me think that they don't think they're going to win within the next 3 or 4 years, which I think, you heard Morosi say he's got 2 more years of control after this. You would think that's when the Pirates are supposed to start winning ball games. And so that would be very concerning to me if they actually made this move. So I like the idea of going into a future with Mitch Keller and with Quinn Priester and maybe Paul Skeens at the top of my rotation.
Oh, man. Me too. And there's
you're still Oviedo as a candidate, Cruz.
Yeah.
Ortiz, excuse me. You got some young guys there. Maybe a rotation you could put together.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things that Morosi said that I want to go at here. And one, first of all, if you don't think you're going to be a legit division contender in 2025, then what are we doing here?
Exactly.
What are we doing?
Right. You better feel that way about 24.
Yeah. But especially 24 or 25, he said, then forget it. The perpetual rebuild has to end. It's time.
Right.
This was a longer than usual tank job that they've pulled. They need to sign Mitch Keller. He's a guy that I still think you want. He had a couple bumps in the road here. So what? We've seen him at his best.
They all have those.
At his best, he's pretty damn good.
The other day, Joe, did you see any of that Miami?
Yeah, I did.
That's the best I've ever seen him pitch. That ball was darting.
Yeah.
Darting.
He's got that kind of talent. So sign him. Am I listening? Of course. I agree with you guys. There's no untouchable here, but he's pretty darn close because he's the type of guy that you can build a staff around. Now, you bring in these other guys that you're talking about, Folsey. You may have some guys returning from injuries at some point in the next year or two. All of that. And so the other part is you're going to have to go bat to bat with the Reds. Are you? I mean, to me, in the history of baseball, good pitching beats good hitting every time.
Yeah.
I'll go at him with what he said. The Pirates already have a better rotation. I don't know if he's right about that.
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know if he's right about that. I don't know if the Reds' rotation is blowing people away, are they?
Yeah, well, Hunter Green got hurt, too. He's been out, I believe.
But
they're pretty good.
Build a rotation. The best way to stop, if by the way, and we're getting very excited about the Reds, like people were about some of the Pirates guys who have fallen off, and baseball's a test of time. But if the Reds are going to be this, the next coming of the big red machine with their lineup, the best way to beat them isn't going to be going bat for bat. It's going to be to stop them with your pitching.
I agree with that.
Ron?
There's no doubt. I mean, pitching still wins. That's why Skeens is such a attractive guy for me, even over Cruz, because I want pitchers, and the Pirates can't get that kind of pitcher by signing him as a free agent. Pitching still wins, absolutely.
I mean, maybe
Folsey,
it's kind of dream chasing with like I'm thinking of Keller, Priester, Skeens.
So am I.
And
Oviedo.
I've got images of like Smoltz, Glav, and Maddox. Like that's what you want.
Well,
That's
when you
the hope.
You're talking Hall of Famers
right.
here. Now, I'm not quite ready to put those guys in the Hall of Fame.
I'm not either, but I'm just saying you chase after something
but that's
similar.
the dream.
That is the dream, right?
Is to have, and it was the dream before when they had Cole, Tyone, and whoever else they had.
Mm-hmm.
To have those two guys at the top of your rotation. That's what you want.
And Glass now, I guess.
You
the
can
third
win
and
person,
Glass
wasn't
now.
it?
They
can
were
win a
supposed
lot
to
of
have that.
games with a strong rotation.
Can you imagine if they open next year with Keller, Skeens, Priester, Oviedo, and sign a guy? And they should Ortiz, although he had a good game. He did. There's something still a little bit funky about him.
Is there
with
still
the
a chance for
strikeouts.
Contreras to be good?
Yeah, and Contreras.
He was really good
is.
last night. He's had a couple outings. He's come back a little bit. He only had one way to go up after. What, he give up 7 runs in a third of an inning to Oakland that start?
Got the save last night.
I still think he's got enticing
He's
talent.
only 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has enticing talent. I don't even think that's arguable. It's whether he can harness it or not. A lot of guys don't. But pitching, still the name of the game. That's why I'm picking Skeens. That's why I'm signing Keller. I've got the money. There's nobody else at this point, maybe Cruz, that I'm thinking I have to sign that. He's a must sign for me. For people, I think they started to turn fans a little bit in the right direction with Hayes, whatever you think of Hayes, just the fact they made that gesture toward him with that contract. And with Reynolds.
And then Reynolds.
And this to me would be the big one. And it's going to take a lot of money, I think, to sign Keller. But I think this would really tell people that we're serious about winning.
What a pitching matchup tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Keller against Snell.
I'll say.
That is a hell of a matchup.
Have you
Snell's
seen
unhittable.
Snell's?
He's unhittable right now.
His numbers over his last 5 starts?
In this month, I believe he has 45 strikeouts in 4 starts and has allowed 1 run.
One run. Yep.
1.
His last
How
3
many,
starts.
Joe? How many?
1.
12 strikeouts, 11 strikeouts last 3 starts.
I don't like the matchup, Folsey, with this lineup.
Not great.
But I do like that.
Oh, see, Keller, he shuts him down too.
I like that, yeah.
He got a shot.
I agree. And I like the fact that the young guys, some of them have arrived. I like the fact that we're probably going to see Davis and Gonzalez.
Gonzo and Davis will be in the lineup tonight.
Looks like Cruz is out of the walking boot and I can't wait to see that guy again. That guy adds the what? The
What's the word?
swagger.
What did he use?
Swagger.
Chutzpah? Is that
What is it? Yeah,
Chutzpah, yeah.
He does add that. He doesn't really have a track record yet. But, man, you put him back in your lineup, things start to change, I think. I'm kind of excited about this, watching this team the rest of the year.
Yeah, we said all along, Joe, from spring training, this was a year we wanted to see the young guys.
Yes.
And finally, it took into June, and Super 2 or whatever you want to say, we're finally starting to see them.